This is a drama review of the recently finished airing Chinese web drama 在劫难逃 Sisyphus. Hi, you are watching Avenue X, where a junkie and good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. Sisyphus 在劫难逃 is a 12-episode short web drama that airs on iQIYI. This drama is one of their 迷雾剧场 drama, a collection of crime/thriller dramas that has come out this year. The most successful drama out of this collection would be the one that has aired during the summer, The Bad Kids. And I had high hope that Sisyphus would be a second coming of a really successful thriller drama, and the first couple of episodes kind of proved that. But then it got weird. I find it very difficult to give a rating to this drama because I almost have to cut it into chunks and rate them separately. If I'm only looking at the first 4 episodes, I probably will give it 2 gold mine. But if I add 6 more episodes, so up to episode 10, it will go down probably to 1 gold mine, but it's still hanging there on the positive end. Then the last 2 episodes happened, and I'm like, huh? What happened? I don't even know what you're talking about. How am I supposed to rate it when I can't even understand what the heck is going on? I mean, I can give it gold mine / landmine because there are things that I really like about this drama, and I can almost isolate that and just look at that and be happy about that part. But if I look at this whole story, I just have too many problems to rate it in any positive light, so it is stuck there as a gold mine / landmine drama for me, but honestly, I actually cannot rate it. So let's go into more details. First, a very brief introduction for what this drama is about. It is 12 episodes, but each episode is literally only 30 minutes, so when you think about it, it's 6 hours. It is too little to be a drama, in my opinion. This 12-episode drama is really a 6-episode drama that barely got the story started before it ended. It tells the story about a policeman who has lost her daughter and whose marriage is ruined and who is being on leave for 2 years until one day he's called back to a case because the suspect picked him. So he got back to the police station and then he realized he got involved in something that is far more complicated than he could have imagined. And it involves a form of time travel where he keeps dying and he keeps waking up, finding himself traveled back in time at a particular point in his own life and having the ability to relive that certain period of time and trying to change what happens. This drama in that way is a combination of crime / thriller and soft sci-fi. I have to admit, when I first saw the trailer about the nature of the story, I was really excited. This drama was filmed May last year, and its production time kind of said it is a really short drama because they used barely a month time to finish the whole shooting. And in terms of the leading actor Lu Han, his schedule was actually overlapping with Crossfire, so there was 1 week overlap between the ending of the shooting of this drama and the beginning of the shooting of Crossfire. You can notice that because when you watch Crossfire, you'll see that his hair is pretty much the same length as he has in Sisyphus, and that's just some random facts for your information. Now let's talk about the things I love about this drama, and then we're gonna go at it. The first thing I like about it is it's filmed in Chongqing, my hometown, and it's kind of the Gotham of China. Whenever you have a thriller, a crime drama of that type, people just love to go to my hometown city because it looks magical on screen. What can I say? You know, it is just what it is. Then the second thing that I just have nothing else but praise to say is I really appreciate all the actors, actresses, their work in this drama. Wang Qianyuan, Wu Yue, Qi Xi are known in the industry to be really solid actors and actresses, and they all performed to my expectation, to their reputation and their level of professionalism. And I have to emphasize, I so appreciate Lu Han, Qiao Xing, Zhang Haoran's acting in this drama, and particularly like Lu Han, you know, known as an idol. This year, I think he has proven he really just can do it if he wants to do it. And I think it's a clever and wise choice he's made to start acting in dramas where he's not necessarily the definitive first lead. It could be a 2-lead drama as Crossfire, or in this drama, he is definitely not the main lead, but the main anti-hero. Qiao Xing in Dramaland often gets ignored almost by people because nobody really complains about her acting, but nobody really appreciates either. She's in an awkward place, but I actually really like the role she has in her portrayal of this role in the drama. I think it's better than most of the roles I've seen her done. And Zhang Haoyan, I know nothing about this actor. He's quite captivating when he goes on screen in this drama. And he has a role that is very hard for you to figure out who he is. And this is due to the script's problem. By the end of this season, you still are definitely not quite sure about who is he? What is his motive? Like, what's the point of his existence and what's his function? All very muddy, but that's totally due to script writing. In terms of the actor himself, I really like him when he goes on screen. So, the second strong point about this drama is every actor is enjoyable. If you are into a particular actor, you can definitely safely go into this drama and appreciate their work, regardless of how weird the script eventually turned out to be. And then in terms of production quality, I think it's on a very reasonably good standard about high-end short web drama that iQIYI has been giving us this year. So I'm not gonna talk too much about that. And now let's talk about the things that get me used as fan. Like I said, the first 4 episodes, I was really happy because within those 4 episodes, we see the first time tragedy happens for our lead characters and he dies and he gets pushed back in time and he redo that period of time again, still ending up in a tragedy. So it's like a loop that he's stuck in and he kind of has nowhere to run, which is so pointing at the title of this drama, 在劫难逃. In Chinese, literally means you're at this almost fate decided tragic event that there's no way for you to escape, which is also the English title. First is you keep trying at something that does not produce result. So the first 4 episodes, I was really happy. I had such high hope. I'm like, this is delicious. Lu Han's bad guy and Wang Qianyuan's good guy are so creating that tension between them. And then, by the time you see episode 8, already at the 2/3 point of the whole drama, there's hardly any clear clarification of why, for example, Lu Han's character is doing the things he's doing. What is his relationship with Qiao Qing's character? Why is he so fixated on Wang Qianyuan, this policeman's life, and trying to mess it up? So by that time, I'm getting really impatient. By episode 10, it's still at that stage where you're not sure who is who and why they're doing the things they're doing. It just keeps having those cases repeatedly happen. And people who died in the beginning died the second time around when the time jumped back, and then died again. And I'm like, more information? And suddenly, in the last 2 episodes, things just start to go wild. New characters get introduced that you are not aware of earlier on, and things start to get really floaty sci-fi. Like suddenly there's terminal disease, suddenly there's magical medicine that somebody is working for an organization to create to save his daughter, and suddenly there's explosion, there's escape, and there's this magical white room. That one of the characters is sitting in there and starting to explain to our male lead character, the policeman, that yeah, this is how the weird timeline works, and it goes to the sci-fi weird land that just never gave you a clue in the beginning at any stage of the previous storyline, even hinting at it a little bit about this is the direction we're gonna go. It just reads like a really bad web novel where the writer actually never knows what he's gonna write tomorrow. It is not even digging holes and forget to film them up. It reads more like, every day I have a new idea for this story, let's just throw it in and see what happens. So be prepared when you're going to watch this drama. There will be a sudden cliff dive at the very end of the drama when the whole thing just goes into the confusing land that you are just not sure about anything. Okay, so that's one big problem. The other big problem I kind of already said, which is it's too short. By the end of episode 12, you are actually not told at all what was the bad thing that made these people who they are. What are the past history exactly? What are their relationships? Why they're doing the things they're doing and why they're in the position they're in? It should be a 24 episodes drama, and by the end of that point, you are jumping into the next season with a cliffhanger, but at least you've explained everything clearly about who is who and why they're doing the things they are. I'm not sure if they had a whole script that is like twice as long as this and they're just filming the first half for this season, or they only actually just wrote the first half and they have no idea what happened in the second half, and they're not even sure whether they're gonna make the second season. Also, there's some extra information I think it would be interesting for people to know. While this drama is airing on iQIYI, they're also putting out the novel version at the same time on iQIYI. That's basically the written down version of what happens scene by scene in the drama. There are some small differences, but not significant enough. For example, they cut out a sex scene between Lu Han and Xiao Xing that's written in novel. That is like not really affecting in your understanding. So if you heard people saying that there's a novel version or small stuff going on it, yes, there is a novel version. There is slightly more stuff going on there, but not really changing your idea about the setup of characters, not really explaining it clearly for you either. And judging by all the stuff that has been leaked here and there and hinted at, there seemed to be a huge re-edit towards the end of the drama that has cut out huge chunks of the plot, actually redubbed people's lines. So if you look at the last 2 episodes, a lot of the characters, when they're speaking, the lines you hear and the mouth movement completely do not match, which means they've done a huge amount of editing that may just totally changed what they initially filmed. So in terms of what's the original story that hasn't been edited, we have no idea. Not even the novel version. The novel version is really what you see as a drama, whereas the actual version that existed when they filmed it now is no longer like anywhere you can see. What that is and what really happened, we do not know. So I cannot even judge this drama because I don't know what it was meant to be. And after it has been, I don't know, censored, changed, and the version you see now, that's super confusing. How much is due to the production's own inability to write a good story? How much is due to actually censorship just totally mess it up? There's no way to know, and it's very frustrating. There's only one thing that may give you an idea, which is Lu Han actually leaked a behind-the-scene video of him getting made up with this really bloody-faced makeup and then showing you how that scene would be filmed in the drama, which is he jumped off a tall building and crashed, like died. And the police car stopped in front of him and all the policemen came out. So that's a scene that supposedly happened when they filmed it. But now when you look back in the drama, it doesn't show up anywhere. It doesn't even hint where that scene actually happens. Also, if you look at the novel version, it's not in there. So now what we're seeing is a castrated version of the original people's work. As a drama reviewer, as a good story lover, I just feel so angry and frustrated about this. And honestly, I really appreciate Lu Han's breaking through in his acting career this year, and I love his bad character in this drama. Even though it's been cut down so much, and you don't even know the full picture of him now, with the scenes he's in, I am impressed and I'm happy with his delivery. And probably because of that, I'm even more angry because, you know, I think he's done more work, and his character was far more interesting in the original script, and now it's just been butchered to the point where you don't even know what it is. And then because the drama has already finished, but the novel version of Sisyphus is still continuingly going on iQIYI's web novel app. So I'm not sure if they're gonna make the second season and actually use that story, or they're gonna do something else. And if you look at the second season novel that has only just started, it immediately jumps into a timeline that's in 2022 and a totally different version as to the versions that have happened in the first season about the main characters. So I do feel that the scriptwriter of this drama actually has no control and has very little ability to write such a complicated time-traveling story. If that's the same person who wrote the first season is writing the second season novel now, that just does not make sense. I just have very little confidence in, first, that the second season is even gonna get made. Second, even if it gets made, it's gonna fill up all the holes and all the confusions that it created in season 1. And 3, even if they manage to do that, that the story is worth watching and worth your time. I am very disappointed in this drama. And I feel very sad that all those really good actors and actresses, pretty good work, cannot string together and make a story make sense because the script is just like... And maybe it is censorship that butchered a lot of it. I don't think it's in any way a good idea. By the end of a season of your drama, barely start to let the audience know who is who in this drama, what's their background story, why they're doing the things they're doing. That magic you can create with mystery, with misdirection, the type of writing, very soon wears off when people realize you kind of don't even know what you're doing yourself. And this is what I feel by the end of this drama. So I'm really pissed at Sisyphus, both by the way it's told by the production and also by how much might have been cut out that we'll never find out. But I really do appreciate the actor's acting. And I'm happy with this anti-hero that Lu Han has pulled off. And I hope in the future he can get more diverse and interesting, complex and proper acting roles, closing the chapter of his idolhood and start to become a proper actor. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.